So we Handi, she was just one person that we spoke early stage as well, and if advances are called dancing on the dance floor, then I really don't know how people want to see things again.
Hello guys, what's up beautiful people, how you all doing today? So baby, if you are Topher Joseph Bassi, come and clear the air cause the internet is getting wild because of you. Fans are divided, you better tighten your seatbelt for this particular one. Anyway guys, the devil breaks peace, but he never touches chaos, and in this scenario, it is already doing his job. But the real question is, where does this leave Topher and Anita? On the other hand, where does this leave Topher and Handi? Don't get me wrong, and you all know what I'm talking about. The internet is already linking Handi to Topher, saying there is something going on between the two. Now, we can't really know what exactly is going on because not Topher, not Handi or Anita has said a word about this saga yet. But whether Handi is dating Topher or Anita, one thing is clear. Lines have been crossed and damage might already be done, because let's be real, even if it's all just rumors, silence in situations like this speaks louder than words could. Y'all, and remember, Topher is still Anita's man, right? Or at least he was. So, if there is even a flicker of truth in these whispers, then both relationships are standing on shaky ground. Handi's image might take a hit, and Anita, she could be left questioning everything. Now, in the court of public opinion, sometimes just being linked is enough to ruin what people have worked so hard to build. Now, to all who have missed everything, just get closer here. I have the gist, I have the tea. I am here to spill the beans, guys. Now, it all started in the house, and I will talk about that towards the end, but let's first discuss what's happening now when Topher and Handi were spotted together more often than usual, especially in branded content and public appearances. At first, it seemed like a harmless collaboration, just two influencers working together. Then came the video of Wani x Handi rocking Topher's brand, which on its own wasn't suspicious. To all of you who don't know Topher's brand, you know Topher has a brand and he launched recently his pants and they are really rocking it. So it all started with that until Wani and Handi were spotted rocking Topher's brand, which on its own wasn't suspicious, as I've said, until Handi started appearing without Wani, just her and Topher, looking a little too cozy for comfort. What really sparked the fire? A behind the scenes moment where Topher is seen whispering to Handi, followed by a suspicious smile. Quick, subtle, but enough to send fans into full-blown investigator mode. But there is one thing I want to ask of you guys, please, before concluding. First, get to know these people's characters. First one is Topher. Why have I started with Topher? Because he is the main man here. At least we have seen him, being the kind that's still playful and open with everyone. At least if you know Topher, you know that side of him. I was going through some comments, but I like this particular one. Let me read half of it. He can play with you and make you think he likes you, but in his head, it might not be so. He is that type. This is a real comment, and I know Topher is that kind of a person. Now, to be honest, Topher is that type, so if he really plays with you and you actually think he's into you, first double check. Please. Triple or double check. And if this is the main spark of the controversy, Topher too needs to learn from it. Boundaries must be created. I repeat, boundaries must be created. But again, I didn't want to talk about the past experiences when they were still in the house because those are too many months ago. But since the internet is bringing this back, let me address it. People are saying Topher used to make advances at Handi during their time in the house. Let's break that down. From what we saw, those weren't really advances. They were more like flirty moments. Yes, he flirted, but no, it wasn't persistent, and I'm not here to defend it either. That kind of behavior can be misleading, and I still stand by the fact that boundaries are important. But let's be real, during the time, Topher and Anita were still figuring each other out. They weren't solid yet, just exploring the vibe and seeing where things could go. And honestly, for all we know, that playful side of Topher might have been part of his strategy in the game, not genuine romantic interest. From everything we've seen, it's hard to say Topher was ever in love with Handi. There was no real emotional depth between them, not in the way he looks at Anita, guys. Let us just take that. Now, let's talk about Handi and Wani. These two are pure souls, joyful, supportive, and just naturally warm people. They hype their friends, show up for others, and it's easy to mistake their good energy for something more. But don't confuse kindness with romantic intention. That's why I keep saying, guys, before we crucify anyone, let's understand who they are at first. And no matter what happens, whether Handi is with Topher or Anita is still his girl, these are adults. They have the right to love whoever they choose, be with whoever brings them peace, and live however they want to live. At the end of the day, we can talk, speculate, tweet, fight, quarrel, abuse each other, but the real story, only they know it. So stay tuned, stay kind, and let's not tear people apart for simply being human just like we are. Topher, please. My guy, Topher, you know, Topher and Anita have been my sheep, and they are. I'm hoping they are still together. Though it also doesn't remove out the fact that I love Wani x Handi. So Topher, my guy, if you're listening, if you are really seeing this video, like I said, tighten that seatbelt, because right now chaos is calling you by name and the devil is on a vacation. Let me know, guys, what you think. Do you think Topher and Anita are still a thing? Do you think Wani x Handi, do you think Handi, there is some chemistry between her and Topher? Guys, just drop your thought here. I will filter. Until next time, love you guys. Bye.